The Psychology of Money, Miles and Sarah's Journey. In a bustling New York apartment, Miles Carter, a 33-year-old financial analyst, begins another day in his high-speed world of numbers, predictions, and ambition. His wife Sarah, a grounded freelance artist, prepares coffee while humming a tune. Their lives seem perfect on the surface, but there's a quiet tension in the air. Miles is obsessed with wealth, constantly comparing himself to others online. Sarah, on the other hand, believes in simplicity, inner peace, and time freedom. One evening, Sarah watches Miles stress over stock charts and softly says, "You think you're being rational, but money isn't just numbers. It's emotional." This sets the tone. No one is crazy when it comes to money. Everyone views it through their own lens. Flashback to Miles' humble roots in Ohio, where his father Daniel, a retired mechanic, raised him with discipline and financial caution. Daniel never gambled on risky investments, yet he was never broke. In contrast, Miles' college friend Lena made millions in crypto during 2021 but lost everything in the 2022 crash. She moved from San Francisco to a shared apartment in Denver. Meanwhile, a quiet janitor named Tyrese, who worked at Sarah's former high school in Cleveland, steadily built a $1.2 million fortune over 30 years by investing small amounts monthly. The world celebrates flashy wins, but behind the curtain, luck and risk dance together. Miles realizes that Lena's rise and fall and Tyrese's slow climb were governed by the same rules, just different outcomes. As Miles climbs the corporate ladder, he buys a luxury car, then a bigger condo. But it's never enough. The hunger grows. He wants what others have: more stocks, more fame, more applause. Sarah reminds him of their early days, sleeping on a mattress on the floor, eating $1 pizza slices, laughing without stress. But now the pursuit has become the trap. Ironically, at a tech gala, Miles meets Hannah, a woman born into wealth who envies their normal life. He begins to see how wanting more always is the path to dissatisfaction. Wealth without peace is a prison with golden bars. Then, one afternoon, Daniel hands Miles a biography of Warren Buffett. The takeaway isn't just Buffett's brilliance. It's how long he's been in the game. Compounding isn't magic. It's patience multiplied by time. Tyrese, the janitor, only picked one great stock in 2002, Apple, and held onto it. One smart decision changed everything. The key, Daniel explains, is understanding the power of staying invested, not trading frantically. Excited, Miles nearly bets 40% of his portfolio on an emerging AI startup. But Daniel's voice echoes, "Getting rich is a skill. Staying rich is survival." He pulls back at the last second. That startup collapses within a year. Lesson learned. Wealth survives through humility and margin of safety, not just bold moves. Sarah introduces a new concept to Miles. Tails you win. In nature, in business, in life, most success comes from a few exceptional moments. Amazon wasn't one of 100 great bets. It was the bet. Miles begins to study how a small number of choices shape massive outcomes. He vows to wait for his tails. Eventually, Miles has enough money saved to quit his job. But he doesn't. Sarah asks, "What's the point of building wealth if you're still trapped?" They take a trip to rural Idaho to visit a couple living off-grid, free and happy. For the first time, Miles understands that freedom is the ultimate currency. Back in New York, he sees a young man driving a red Lamborghini. He stares. But something shifts. He doesn't envy the man. He envies how others look at him. The man in the car paradox hits hard. No one buys a car to be ignored, but no one cares who's driving it. They only admire the car. Realizing this, Miles sells his flashy car and quietly invests the money. Miles embraces a new truth. Wealth is what you don't see. It's not the suit, the watch, or the vacation. It's the emergency fund, the unspent paycheck, the option to say no. He starts to save not for anything specific, but for flexibility. As Morgan Housel says, savings without a spending goal gives you options, and options are priceless. They move into a cozier home and cut expenses. Not because they're broke, but because they now understand. Saving money isn't a sign of poverty. It's a sign of strength. Miles used to chase optimization. Now he aims for peace. He no longer needs the perfect financial move, just the reasonable one. Then the markets crash. Pandemic resurges. The startup sector collapses. But Miles doesn't panic. He has a 6-month cash buffer, a diversified portfolio, and a new principle, room for error. He breathes easy, while others drown in fear. In the aftermath, Sarah lands a $40,000 art commission. They move to a small creative town in Oregon. Miles becomes a part-time financial coach for young couples. Their lives look entirely different. Simple, intentional, beautiful. They've embraced change. Nothing lasts forever, and that's okay. As markets rebound, media screams, "This can't last." But Miles smiles. He's seen this pattern. Volatility isn't a threat. It's the price of admission. Nothing is free, especially in investing. He now understands. Money is deeply personal. Tyrese, Lena, Hannah, they all had different views. No single strategy fits all. What worked for them wouldn't have worked for him. One day, Miles scrolls through YouTube and sees a viral video predicting financial collapse. He used to believe them. Now he knows better. Pessimism sounds smarter, but optimism builds empires. He starts filtering his influences, unfollows toxic finance channels, begins writing his own blog. Be careful what you believe, he writes. Beliefs are expensive. They shape your future. As the years pass, Miles and Sarah reflect on their journey. The anxiety, the lessons, the growth. It all works together, Sarah says. Every part had a role. They finally found the truth. Wealth is not what you have, it's how you think. Miles posts his final blog entry titled Confessions. What I wish I knew at 25. It goes viral. He ends with these words. Money won't fix your soul, but how you handle it might. Moral of the story. True wealth isn't loud. It's invisible. It's not about maximizing returns, but maximizing peace. When you change your relationship with money, you don't just get rich. You get free.